Here I am with my iPhone 13, and with every new Apple release come a ton of new accessories. That's one of the joys of having an iPhone, the fact that so many third-party manufacturers support them, so you can augment and kind of radically change your everyday experience. So I figured I would go in on some of these accessories and finally do a video based on them. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments, and to know when they do come out, subscribe to my channel. With all of that said, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Here are some of my favorite accessories for the iPhone 13. A couple of things before we start. This is specifically for the iPhone 13, not the mini or any of the Pro devices, although many of the accessories that I will talk about could work for those other phones. Also, my approach to these accessories will be a little less about the specific items themselves and more about the kinds of accessories that I think would work really well, this time with the iPhone 13. So let's go ahead and dive in with the first category, a different look and feel. Now, unsurprisingly, as you can see in the sprawl in front of me, there will be a ton of different cases for the iPhones, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the choices. I actually have a ton of them, and I'll be featuring them as I can on my social media platforms, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok for a continued look at some of those new and fun cases. But for the purposes of this video, I will actually be focusing on the offerings from the sponsor of this video, Caseology. I've actually been using one of their cases on the iPhone 13 since I was able to get it, the Caseology Nano Pop. This one already got me with the yellow ring around the camera hump and the contrast with the rest that is in dark blue, this almost black colorway actually. On top of that, the silicone material gives the phone a good amount of extra grip and protection, which is obviously going to be really important for the investment you might make in the new iPhone. Now, of course, it's not to say the phone doesn't already look good without a case. I have the pink edition here, and there are quite a few other colors available too. So if I wanted to go all in on the pink colorway, Caseology also have another case that has some similar tones. Now, alternatively, there are the nice Skyfall cases, which are a bit thicker but still don't add a whole lot of bulk. They're also all clear so that you can go all in with the pink colorway and let it just shine through the actual clear plastic. There is another one over here that has a pink hue to it, so again, if you want to go all in on that pink color, there is a Skyfall clear case to match the phone. These cases do have some slightly more industrial details around the camera bump though, but what I definitely appreciate are the textured sides right here that help with the grip. This textured side is also available on the next case that I'm showing off here, the Parallax. As you can see here, you have the same textures on the sides that help with the hold. These cases are for when you really want to go in on Caseology's brand of style, which include these patterns on the top 2/3 of the case above a thin bar that has the company's logo. Thankfully, it's subtle enough to not take away from the overall look. And finally, the last case I have to show you from Caseology might be the simplest of the bunch, and it's called the Vault. This one is all black everything and includes a matted texture for the backing, providing a really nice feel that is accompanied by grippy lines on the sides, again for a better hold. Also, there's a small section here where you can pass through some charms or have a wrist strap. So while Caseology brings out a bit of style with the Parallax, lets the phone shine through with the clear Skyfalls, and puts a little pop of color in the Nano Pops, the Vault strikes me as just a simple but very effective case. You can give the phone a layer of protection with a more secure feel in the hand and then call it a day. I dig it. Now, all of these cases will be available via the link that is in the description, where you can find these and more cases in a myriad of colors. Caseology also make screen protectors for the iPhone 13 line so that you can add even more protection while adding in that style. Check out Caseology and all of their products in the link down below, and thank you again to Caseology for sponsoring this video. The batteries of the latest iPhones might be better than ever, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still make a charging solution not too far away. And given that the iPhone box no longer comes with a fast charger, I would actually say check out third-party fast chargers like this one right here, the Anker Nano Pro. This super small gallium nitride or GaN charger that can charge the iPhone at full speed. Now, the Nano Pro does come in a few different colors, which is nice, but seriously, look how small these things are. When you need to get some power in the hurry, PD chargers like this are definitely the way to go. On the other hand, the iPhones have the benefit of wireless charging, and there are a lot of ways to keep the phone charged up without any wires. I have to say, the MagSafe charger is actually pretty useful, especially if you're working in one spot often. After all, the magnetic charger easily just snaps onto the back of the iPhone like that, and that way you know it's working. You can even go one step further and get accessories for your accessories, like this silicone mold from Ilago that makes the MagSafe wireless charger a stand. But of course, when you're on the go, power banks are still super useful, and there are MagSafe compatible batteries being released, even ones from Apple themselves. The thing is, I would rather recommend a third-party MagSafe battery like this one from Anker. There are a couple of reasons why this one is so great. The Anker bank has more capacity while providing a USB-C port in case you need to go wired, but it attaches nice and easy to the back of the iPhone, just like the one that Apple makes themselves. Now, one of the best parts about this charger as well is that it comes in a bunch of different cool colors. This battery is actually one that is in my everyday carry bag, so MagSafe it up. Speaking of which, unsurprisingly, MagSafe will be featured quite a bit in these accessories because it can actually be pretty useful. Bear in mind that if you want the best benefits from MagSafe, certain cases that don't have the same magnetic area built in will kind of diminish the strength of the phone's own magnets. Apple's own MagSafe leather wallets can be quite nice, allowing you to put in a few cards comfortably for safekeeping, but I personally wouldn't put too much in them, especially nothing too important in case the wallet falls off the phone or you lose your phone and the wallet together. Now, as you can see me sort of putting together in the overhead cam here, I'm actually showing off a few offerings from Moft, whose MagSafe wallet holds cards as well, but then it actually origamis into a phone stand. You can stand the phone up vertically for work or on its side if you're distracting yourself with something like YouTube like I do all the time. Again, I wouldn't put anything too sensitive in the Moft wallets as well for the same reason that I wouldn't put them in the Apple wallets either. The MagSafe wallets are probably my favorite, but there are also these Moft O's that could come with Popple business card, NFC business card capabilities, where you just have to NFC tap on the outside and then you can send somebody your actual information. Otherwise, it's just a easy to use little grip that goes onto the back of the phone for a better handling experience, and it can also serve as a bit of a stand as well. The other MagSafe accessories I use daily are a couple of mounts from Spigen. These are literally just magnets that allow me to put the phone in a couple of practical places, like with this particular stand right here that allows me to put the phone at an angle on my desk. There is a version of this stand that supports wireless charging, but since it does so at a lower wattage, I just decided to go for the stand itself and then plug the phone in for that faster wired charging. This same mounting system is also found on the Spigen car vent mount that I'm so happy I found because it has arms. Most mounts are shaped in such a way that prevent phones from being comfortably attached to the various vents inside of your car, but this one can extend out via 3 different tightening pivot points. Clearly, whether I'm at my desk or in my car, I like to have my phone at least somewhat within reach, that way I can check on things if I ever need to. Now, you know I have to talk a little bit about gaming. Unfortunately, Genshin Impact is in the middle of a pretty significant update, so I may not be able to show that until a little bit later via some B-roll. Now, the iPhone 13 might not have a ProMotion display, which means it won't give gamers that high refresh rate that they typically want. But every iPhone before that hasn't had it either, and that hasn't stopped people from playing various titles on iOS. I am actually a subscriber to the Apple Arcade, and there are a lot of cool titles in here that, while I may not have a whole lot of time to play, I'm still constantly impressed at the types of games that are showing up in the arcade. So obviously we have to talk about controllers. This right here is the Backbone, one of the coolest and most intuitive controllers I have used with any smartphone. To get your iPhone, really any recent iPhone attached to it, you just lift up on one side and then line up the lightning port on the bottom here so that it gets connected physically. What you get then are a set of controllers that kind of look and feel like Switch Joy-Cons. They feel pretty good too, with satisfying clicks throughout all of the different buttons. The Backbone button down here opens up the application where you can launch your games or record and stream your gameplay, which is really nice. But really, it's just an easy to use controller for pretty much any size of iPhone, quickly providing better input methods for games like Genshin Impact. Again, unfortunately, it's updating right now. And while I'm at it and we're talking about Genshin along with these controllers, well, this is a gripe from MiHoYo to address, but Genshin Impact only supports controllers on iOS and not on Android. So if you want to get that kind of experience on the go, iPhones are kind of the only way that you can go. That's the reason why I think these types of controllers are very important to have, especially if you are a gamer and you decide to stick with Apple's ecosystems. But then over here on the side, you have one of my favorites, the 8BitDo Pro 2. What basically amounts to the love child of a SNES and a PlayStation controller actually is a great option for multiple platforms, including PC, Android, Switch, and of course, iOS. Now the difference here is that the phones will attach via this clip here at the top. Let me get it tightened up real quick. So instead of the controller connecting to the sides of the phone, you actually have it sort of suspended up like this. A lot of controllers have this orientation. For a retro throwback that doesn't skimp out on features, a BitDo have honestly outdone themselves with the Pro 2, and I do highly recommend it no matter what type of gaming you do on the go. Finally, we have to talk about some creative endeavors. The iPhone 13 might not be equipped with the absolute best sensors and it might be lacking in a zoom lens, but it does have a stabilized and updated main camera and the new cinematic mode, so I think it offers more than enough for most users who might be on, let's say, social media. Now, one little caveat, most users of the base or mini iPhones probably won't be looking for like pro level lighting, sounds, or tools, but nearly everyone who wants to get some good photo and video will basically need a way of mounting the phones. Enter one of my favorite accessories in recent memory, the Mantis Pod by PGY Tech. This little tripod is what I have been calling the ultimate smartphone accessory. This is a small tripod that, as you see, can fold down into a grip for your various vlogging and video content creation needs. One thing I do love about the Mantis Pod is that it really tries to think of everything. After you extend the handles like this and then open up this back portion, you can actually move the tripod ball head that comes with the Mantis Pod Pro to the back portion here so that you have an even farther reach with whatever is mounted on the ball head, so you have more of that wider angle and that vloggy style shot. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but the Mantis Pod, once you get the hang of it, can give you so many possibilities for your photos and videos. Now, one of the last reasons why this is called the Mantis Pod is because there's actually this hook on the back. This particular hook can allow you to mount this entire setup onto, like, say, a wall or something, so that these two legs are going to lean on the wall while this hook's over top of it. This just opens up more possibilities so that if you get a little bit creative, you have so many other places that you can mount this tripod so you can get your photo or your video. And finally, the reason why I call this the ultimate smartphone accessory is because in that same area where the hook is, there is also an included phone mount. It's just a simple clamp mount, but I love that PGY Tech made sure to have it included in this entire kit. Get it unfolded, put into the rotating and movable ball head, and then just clamp your phone right into the Mantis Pod, and you have yourself an easy way of getting any type of photo or video that you need. See, I love it because everything is included, so you just need to get this one product. It has all of the tools that you need to create this little ecosystem for smartphone vlogging or photo taking. And I love that it comes with this ball head, but that is something that you get on the Mantis Pod Pro. With the regular Mantis Pod, you get a simpler tilting head, but still, either one that you get comes with a bunch of different solutions for various situations where you might want to get some great creative work done. One more note on MagSafe stuff, it does return with different mounting solutions courtesy of Moment. The one that I'm showing off here is the tripod mount, where on the bottom you have a 1/4-20 screw so that when you MagSafe this to the back of even a naked iPhone, you will have a pretty secure mounting point, and you have a cold shoe mount at the top that will allow you to put things like microphones. This is more of a recent release from Moment to support all of the MagSafe capabilities of the iPhones, but you might know Moment from all of their various cases and their clip-on lenses that you can put to further extend the capabilities of your cameras. Their zoom lens in particular might be something you want to put on the main sensor of the iPhone 13, so make sure you check them out as well. But in this case, I just want to show off their newest additions in these MagSafe capable products. So as you can see here, you could put this on your tripods. I could even put it on the Mantis Pod if I wanted to, but you can see how this whole little ecosystem of MagSafe can open up a bunch of possibilities. The cold shoe mount gives you better audio because you could put a shotgun mic like this Deity D4 Duo, but bear in mind that you will need the infamous lightning to audio jack adapter here in order to get it to work with your iPhone 13. Now again, there are so many different tools that can help enhance the creative aspect of the iPhone 13 cameras, but the ones that I just showed you are tools that I use on the regular. In this or any other category that I just presented, you can check out my favorite accessories in the links down below, and you can even use them as like starting points to find out what would work best for you. Let me know what you think about all of the accessories that I just showed, which would work for the iPhone 13, and they could potentially work for the other iPhones as well. For more on the iPhone 13 and to know when I do this segment again for the iPhone 13 Pro, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Drop some likes on this video so I know that you want to see more accessories. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.